Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan Anderson, and I'm here today to speak about experiences and lessons learned. And today it will be over behavioral disorders and ADHD and what I didn't know. Before my son Carson was born, who is 12 years old now, I was one of those people that when I was at the mall or in the grocery store or family function, when I would see a child act up in the store or run off from their parents or just talking or not listening or not engaging the way they should, I thought to myself, they need to get a handle on that child. And if I have a child, they will never act like that. Never. Then God slapped me in the face and he taught me a lesson. You don't do that. Now I have Carson. When Carson was about 18 months of age, I recognized that something was different. I signed him up for what we call a Mommy and Me class at Manning's Gymnastics. And all the other children are following along with their moms and the instructor, whether it be bouncing a ball or jumping into the jump cube pit or these different things, and they would wait and run. Mind you, these are 18 months to 2 years of age, the kids. And they're going to kind of wander off, but you guide them back. Mine would just take off from the class, run down the hallway, try to get indoors he's not supposed to be in, breaking lines, scaling the wall, running, throwing himself down on the ground, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with this child? So I would just give in and let him just go around and do whatever he wanted. I had one lady come up to me one day and ask, well, do you pay a different fee for him to be able to come in and just do whatever? No, I don't. He's actually with the class. He's just non-compliant. By the time he got into grade school, it got worse. We had him tested for different things that we thought might be causing some of these problems, and finally took him to a psychiatrist because he was so frustrated, not succeeding in the classroom, having a hard time making friends. We knew something is not right with this child, and here I was judging these other moms, and I was one of those moms, and then my heart just went out to these people. Had him diagnosed, and he was diagnosed with ADHD and oppositional defiance disorder. And a lot of people may not understand what is ADHD. It's kind of a shotgun diagnosis for the most part. A lot of kids have it when they can't really pinpoint what the other problem might be, what the real problem might be. But after the diagnosis with Carson, we began to kind of educate ourselves on what ADHD was. And what it is it's more of a biological factor. It's just the way the brain is wired. It's just the way the chemicals work in the brain, and it's hereditary. And usually it's more in males, and it comes from the male side of the family. It's kind of like a paternal type thing. You see it more so in boys than you do with girls. Some of the things with ADHD, like I said, there's problems with attention because the way the brain is wired. Sometimes a lot of individuals think it might be what they call an auditory processing disorder, where when you hear something, the way normal brain works and it decodes that information and then you understand it. Auditory processing disorder, they hear it, but it's not decoding the information the way we would, and so they go off and do something else. You're like, I just told them to go over here, and what are they doing? Or they're just not listening, just being obstinate. It's not that, it's just that their brain isn't functioning like ours. Also, some of the brain development may be due to lack of oxygen and stuff during in utero for whatever reason. Some women, when they smoke and stuff like that, they don't carry enough oxygen through the blood to the baby. I know that wasn't my deal because I don't smoke, but my ex-husband is crazy, so maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. But symptoms related to it would be lack of attention, hyperactivity, which we see with Carson as he's bounding around down the hallway, impulsive behavior, quite impulsive, and just having a hard time following commands because they may not remember everything. So like with Carson, I can only give maybe a 2-step command. Go get your shoes. bring him here. He may not, more than likely he'll be able to follow that, but if I say, go to your room, get your shoes, bring them here, put them on, that's just too much for him, and then he just will shut down, and we may never have it happen. Anxiety, 30% of the people that have ADHD, anxiety comes with it. Defiance, 60%. Those that have ADHD, 30% have learning disabilities. Carson falls into that 30% range, so we have him in some special classes at school where he has a teacher and maybe 3 or 4 other students that can redirect because he's smart, but he's just having a hard time retaining. Treatment for ADHD, medications and counseling. Medications are good, it works, it keeps them to be focused. However, the side effects are no diet, just no appetite, and weight loss can be a side effect. The conclusion really on this is not being like I was and being so judgmental. We need to make sure that we see these children and we may just think to ourselves for one moment, it may not be the parenting and it may not be a lazy mom. She may be tired and worn out because this child is just a different child. His brain is wired differently. And so it's educating ourselves and understanding how different people work differently and how their minds work. Thank you. Okay, that went over well. How many minutes?